Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary Owen, the Get Some podcast. And my guest this week is...
This motherfucker Gary.
Hey, this is Gary Owen, and this podcast is brought to you by Blue Chew. They say first impressions are important. We want that lasting, strong impression. And that's where Blue Chew comes in. Helps you boost your confidence in the bedroom so you can stay hard and perform at your best. Blue Chew wants you to have a confidence to perform at your best. So discover your options at BlueChew.com. That's BlueChew.com. Now check this out. For free, when you use the promo code GETSOME at checkout, you just pay $5 for shipping, and you get to receive your first month free. That's right, BlueChew.com, promo code GETSOME, first month free. Thank you, Blue Chew, for sponsoring the podcast. Time to get hard. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary Owen with the Get Some podcast. Big week. If you've been following me on social media, we're going to get into that. Let's start off with my schedule. This week, I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. October 18th to the 20th at the Funny Bone. Used to be the Improv, now it's the Funny Bone. Same location, still in the Flats. And then next week, October 25th to the 27th, I'm at the Columbus Funny Bone in Easton Town Center. And then I'm going to be on the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne, DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious on October 30th. So look out for that. And then November 1st, I'm in Atlantic City, New Jersey at Harrah's Resort. November 2nd, I'm in Hanover, Maryland, which is Baltimore, at the Maryland Live Casino. November 15th, I'm in Detroit, Michigan at the Soundboard Motor City Casino. And November 16th, I'm in Hammond, Indiana at the Horseshoe Casino. And then the end of the month, November 29th to December 1st, I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana at Helium Comedy Club. So Hammond, everybody knows that's basically Chicago. You're pulling from Chicago, Gary, that area. A little bit of Indy, but pretty much Chicago. So I love that venue at the Horseshoe in Hammond, Indiana. It's one of the best ones. They got the big screens on the side. The sound's amazing. So yeah, tell your peeps, Hammond, Indiana. If you're like, where's that? It's Chicago. Make a weekend of it. Grab the fam, go to Chicago, come down to Hammond, check out the show. This has nothing to do with my podcast, but this is the best coconut water on the planet. I swear to God. And they don't sponsor me. I don't get nothing out of this, but when I went to Hawaii, I started drinking this. Why Coco? Shouts out to the Weiner brothers, my homeboys, for introducing me to this. But if you want some good coconut water, it tastes like it's right out the coconut. It's so goddamn good. And they don't even plug me. So this is just from me to you. It takes about a month to come in on Amazon because I think when you order it, I think they take the coconut and crunch it and then put it in the can right there. When you put that in the fridge, it's cold. Ooh, I join good. So a couple things we're going to touch on this week. Had the heckler in San Francisco. I'll get into that in a little bit. Bengals. Obviously. Well, let me take the first couple minutes and just rep my squad. I went on Unsportsmanlike with Chris Canny and his morning show crew. And Chris Canny's been on the Bengals. He's been on Joe Burrow. He's been on just doesn't believe in them. And so I went on there last week and when the Bengals were 1-4. And I said, yo, I just realized Bengals and Joe Burrow are 0-4 against black quarterbacks, 1-0 against white ones. Now they're 2-0 against white ones. So this will be the week. Hopefully they beat a black quarterback because we're going to Cleveland. I'm going to the game. I ain't missing that one. I literally, when my schedule came out, I said, when do Bengals play Cleveland? And I switched it all around to make sure I'm in Cleveland when they're playing the Browns. Fun fact, though, is we're 0-6 the last 6 years going to Cleveland. So as much as people bag on the Browns, it's been an Achilles heel for the Cincinnati Bengals. So All you Bengal fans that are coming up to the game, just know you got a Cincinnati guy at the Funny Bone Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So come on, support your boy. Support them Bengals. Ooh, come on. So yeah, I'm a little fired up. So anyways, I probably had one of the best weeks of my life this week. I'm not gonna lie. So as a lot of you that follow me on social media and things, reconcile with my son Austin, and how that all came about was about a month ago. I was in Philly, and it was after my show, and I was with my guy Adam Fink, who was on my podcast last week. So check out last week's episode. Adam's a good dude, up and coming comedian. Love working with him. Is in the business for all the right reasons. He's got a bright future. But anyways, my apologies, that was rude. It was after our show in Philly, and Adam's so funny. He's a single guy, and he goes, "Yo, I met this girl on Tinder." And he goes, "I'm not sure what she looks like." He goes, "I got a feeling her profile pic is not what I'm walking into." So he said, "Do you mind walking to the bar with me?" And then it was kind of like he wanted two things from me. One, he wanted the whole, I'm with Gary Owen. See, I'm a comedian. I'm on the road with him, which I get. I'm perfectly fine being a wingman to help another man out. And two, he said, if she doesn't look like I thought, and if she's aggravating, I want an out. I want to be able to get out of there. So I said, all right, I'll come hang for like an hour, bro. That's all I got. I was tired. So we're walking back to, we're walking towards my hotel so I could drop off my backpack, and we're going to walk to this bar. As we're walking to the hotel, I got a text from my son saying, "Dad, can we talk?" And my stomach dropped and my heart went through the roof at the same time. I told Adam, I said, I can't go with you, bro. My son just texted me. He asked, could we talk? I got to call him. And he was like, and Adam was like, yeah, go ahead. I said, John, I ain't talked to him in like almost 4 years. And so I called him, and he needed my advice on something. And he was very blunt, very honest. One thing I'll say about Austin, he's not a liar. He was like, yo, I know we got stuff to work on. I know we're going to talk. He was like, but I need your advice on something in the immediate. So I gave him my advice, helped him out with this situation he had at his job. And so we just got to talking. And then pretty much we talk every day, and if not every other day. Text every day since that phone call. And last week I went to I went to the Punchline in Cobb's in San Francisco, which we'll get into in a minute about the Trump heckler. But he goes, yo, I changed my flight. I got in early last Thursday, and first time I saw him, he was in the hotel lobby, and we were going to play pickleball. That boy loves pickleball. He can play pickleball all day. And so first time I saw him, it hasn't been for you almost 4. Boy got big. Like, he got the wide shoulders, built like a swimmer, and he's got the small waist, so it comes down to a perfect V. It's like, that boy, he big, man. My height, maybe a little taller. So that was my initial reaction. And then we just played pickleball. We kept it real light in San Francisco. Didn't get too deep into conversations. And thank God I had good people around me, because we went to Tommy T's on Thursday night, and we went and saw That One Mailman. He just happened to be at Tommy T's that weekend, so I went to go say hi to him. And my old road manager, Brad, who is now the mailman's road manager, just chopped it up with them guys. And then Gail, the owner of Tommy T's, she said, I got a hot tub. One thing you know about Austin, he's in his early 20s, but he's still got this innocent, childlike quality to him. So he goes, yo, I like to sit in a hot tub. And then he got so focused on Gail had a hot tub, He goes, Dad, you want to go? And I go, dude, I'm so tired. He goes, dude, my body's so sore, man. I got to sit in the hot tub for like an hour. He went and asked Gail, can we sit in your hot tub? And Gail's like, well, I got my friend coming over. I think boyfriend. And I'm going, oh, we're intruding. But she let us come over. Me and him just sat in the hot tub, chopped it up. Something about a hot tub, man, makes you open up. So we talked a little bit about his mom, sister, everything. His older brother, Emilio. Everybody's doing pretty good. And then Friday, my buddies, the Weiner brothers, who live in Hawaii, who I've talked about numerous times, they were in town for a wedding. So we got to hang out with them Friday. And I think for me, as a dad that, estranged with his son and first weekend back, couldn't have picked a better couple friends to come hang out because they're doing well in life. They did struggle in life. They've had family issues, and they were just able to talk to them. Be very honest. It's not like not everybody's all bad, not everybody's all good. You share the good and the bad with people. But they were just give them life advice and what's really important. And they had a buddy of theirs, their financial advisor from Dallas, who looked like he's from Dallas, wore the cowboy boots with the twang, sounded like Matthew McConaughey. But it was just three solid dudes to have dinner with, just to talk about life. And then a couple of Austin's friends came to my show, and we got to hang out in the green room for a couple hours after. It was just a great night. So then Saturday, we're at the show. Now it's just me and Austin, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, you want to come to Houston with me?" And he thought about it, and he didn't answer right away. And I said, "Yo, you can say no. Not gonna be upset. I'm just putting an offer out there." And then he just was like, "Yeah, I'll come." So this past week, Austin's been with me. He's with me right now. We're gonna go to the airport later on today. Just go back for him to fly back to California, but flew out with me, and man, got to meet his little brothers, the twins, for the first time, and that was that's something I've been dreaming about since the twins got here, because I always said, like, I don't want my older kids to meet the twins when they're like 4, 5. You want those videos and memories of them as babies with their older siblings. So it was awesome. And Rome, so I got two sons. I got Rome and I got Royal. And Rome took the Austin immediately. Royal was Royal. Well, those two boys. Rome is the friendly, hug, touchy-feely. He's the one you got to be like, don't talk to strangers, bro. Because he'll just, if you're nice to him and smile, he'll smile back. Royal will give you the, I don't know you, bro. I don't know you. So it took Royal a minute to warm up to Austin, but Rome took them immediately. And that's the video that I posted on social media, that when he came in. And when he got to the house, the boys were napping. So we had about an hour for him just to adjust to my house. Got to meet the new people in my life, my new girl, and everybody else. So he got about an hour to adjust, and then there was like, the boys are waking up for their nap, and that's when he got to meet him for the first time. So it's just we've been going all week, just doing different activities, and shouts out to Trill Burgers and Bun B. They invited us out, so they got to try Trill Burgers. Took them to Toca Madera, a restaurant I'm affiliated with, and and it was random because he kept asking, like, are we going to see Andre Johnson from the Texans? So all growing up, every year we went to at least one Houston Texans game. Now, I'm a diehard Bengals fan. People know that. But Andre Johnson's one of my better friends in the NFL. So he was always like, it's always been Bengals, and then I kind of like the Texans too. But it's always Bengals 1A, Texans 2B. I'm not going to say 1B, 2B. So now the fact that I'm in Houston and they're doing well, it's hard not to get caught up and everybody's loving the Texans. And my boy Joe Mixon's on the Texans now. But growing up, every year, we always went to one Texans game. And so there were some of the best memories when we were kids. The Arizona trip was unbelievable. We spent Thanksgiving with Andre and his family. They played the Lions one year on Thanksgiving. And it's just, so Austin was asking, like, are we going to see Dre? And then it just so happened we went to work out at the gym I work out at, and Dre works out there. And right when he was leaving, Dre walked in. And then we saw him. So we got to talk. And then an hour later, Austin went to go get his haircut. We're leaving the barbershop, and there's Andre's mom, Gary. And then she didn't recognize Austin. I said, this is Austin. She goes, what? I didn't recognize him. And then they got to see each other again. And then I texted Dre, and we went over to his house last night, and Austin and Dre just got to catch up and talk, and it was hysterical because we get over there, and Dre lives by himself. He's got this big house. He's by himself, and we're watching the WNBA finals. So then the game's over, and Austin's just talking, and Dre, Dre's quiet, but when you get him talking, he can talk. And literally, I saw Dre yawn. I go, all right, Austin, you about ready? He goes, no, I'm good. I was like, what? He goes, no, I'm good. I said, nah, we got to get going. He goes, nah, we're good. Dre ain't doing nothing. And Dre looked at me, just like, Austin, now we got to go. So we left. That's what Austin on the way out, I said, bro, you got to learn how to read the room. He goes, what? I go, he yawned and he got on his phone. At that point, it's time to go. I was like, Dre's not rude, so he's not going to kick you out. But I go, dude. He goes, oh, okay. He goes, I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy talking. I said, yeah. The yawn and the lean over on the couch, that's a telltale sign. Might be time to go. But Danny's coconut water is good. Did I say that? But it was awesome. And one thing I'll say, we played pickleball every day. And one thing I'll say, I always said, like, as time goes by, hopefully it heals and softens everyone's hearts. And you hope, everybody can get back together. And at some point, throughout everything, the divorce, the separation from my kids, you just got to laugh about everything in the end. Because if you don't, then you're just going to harbor more resentment, harbor terrible feelings. And especially in a divorce when it is ugly and it is chaotic. I go, if you look back years later, it's funny. The irrational behavior, the shit you put each other through, it's funny. And you got to laugh about it. And Austin even said it, like, we're playing pickleball and we started losing. And literally he says to me, he goes, what'd he say? I did not come back here to see you after 4 years just to lose to these guys in pickleball. I was like, what'd you say? So he still got that. I always said my son could be a comedian. He still got that wit. He still is like, and I just started laughing. I wasn't mad about it or nothing. So this week's been something I've been dreaming about since the twins was born. Yeah, I'm trying to get emotional, but it's just it's been awesome, and we'll see where this goes once he goes back to California. He said he wanted to come back out here for sure, and go to other cities and stuff, and we'll see where it heads. But it's been a great start. It's been a great week. I got to ask him some deep questions. And he's very blunt in his answers. And, I got to apologize for some things that I did wrong. Like, especially when you're going through a divorce and all that stuff. Like, I'm not one to be like, oh, I handled everything perfect. His mom did everything wrong, or you guys are spoiled and did everything wrong. No, I moved a way I shouldn't have moved a couple times. And through all this, the last couple of years, there's things I did that I shouldn't have done. And I got to finally tell him, like, look, I'm sorry about that. I was completely wrong in that instance. So I think that's the biggest thing, when it's hard to stay mad and upset with people when they just own it when they mess up. That's the one thing I've learned with age, because I think sometimes you always want to be right and you want to win. And there's a song by Pink and Chris Stapleton, and it says the lyrics is so simple. I'm glad I heard it, because it's funny how sometimes music can move you. You're like, there's a song called "I'm Sorry," and the lyrics are so simple. It just says, just say I'm sorry. It's not the hardest thing to do. Even if there's still that little bit inside you that's like, I shouldn't be sorry for this. Just say it. If it makes the other person feel better, if it diffuses the disagreement, diffuses the argument, I would recommend anybody going through something, listen to that song by Pink and Chris Stapleton, "I'm Sorry." It just puts everything into perspective. I don't know who wrote that. Somebody very smart wrote that song, because it is that simple. And I think that's why I'm still estranged from my dad, is because he can't do that. He can't. It's always something with that dude. And it's crazy because talking about my dad and my son and everything, like a couple weeks ago, I reconciled with my sisters, my twin sisters. It's funny, I got twins. I got twin sisters. They both have twins. I don't know what is in the water. Found out my cousin on my dad's side is about to have twins. It's like, one thing I'll say about the Owens is we got some twins, and it's in our DNA. So, I reconciled with them. So, literally in the course of the last month, a month ago, I had no contact with anybody in my family. Not my dad's side, mom, nothing. And in the course of less than a month, I've reconciled with my twin sisters, reconciled with my son, and I got to see everybody. I got to see my twin sisters when I was in Ohio 2 weeks ago. And last week and this week, I've got to spend the whole week with my son. So to say life has come full circle. Now I still gotta get it right with my daughter and my oldest, and hopefully they'll come around soon. So, and we'll see. But this is a great starting point. Been an amazing week. My son's still funny. Gosh, hysterical. He was okay with me posting him on social media. For the longest, that was a big thing. They don't like being on social media, but he was okay with me posting them. Always asked. Even the video I share with him and his brother meeting for the first time, I asked, "You okay if I post this?" I didn't want to. You don't want to cross those boundaries and burn more bridges. So he was fine with it. And it's been an awesome week. I'm sore. I'm glad he was here, but I'm glad I'll get a couple of days off from pickleball because I'm old. It's like this dude could play all day. Even when I was in San Francisco, I didn't stay in San Francisco. I stayed in Pleasanton to be closer to Austin, right? And he's got this gym he goes to, and they play pickleball serious there. These little Asian ladies beat the shit out of us in pickleball. And my son also was like, yeah, that's the lady that taught me how to play. And this is one thing I'll say about that sport, pickleball. It's blowing up. I'm sure it's going to be in the Olympics, the next Olympics, or definitely in 8 years. But you cannot judge a book by its cover. Because if you see me and my son, we both tall, he's lean, he's athletic, I'm not terrible, but I look like I can play sports. And these little Asian ladies, I knew from the first serve, I was like, oh shit, what did we just get ourselves into? And then come to find out the one lady taught Austin how to play. She's teaching them how to get the serve. You want the serve as close to the net as possible, and you can't hit it in the kitchen. If you know pickleball, you can't go in the kitchen. I didn't know what the hell the kitchen was when I started playing. I kept messing up. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is like your Miyagi. It's like the Karate Kid, but it's the Asian lady. This is Miss Miyagi teaching Austin how to play pickleball. But you cannot. That's one thing I learned the first week playing pickleball. It could be out of shape, old. If they know how to hit that ball and put a little spin on it, good luck. Good luck. So that was huge. And then as we were in San Francisco, as everybody noticed, hold on just a minute. I had that heckler at Cobb's this weekend, the Trump supporter. And I forgot. The reason I'm going to Breakfast Club October 29th is to promote my new comedy special. Now, as you know, my new comedy special is called Broken Family. And it's going to be on YouTube. October 29th is when it debuts on YouTube. But right now, if you want early access to it, you can get it on Mint. So just, they sent me a commercial. Mint. Yeah. So Mint is great. Mint is like, it's a website. 95% of their content is stand-up, but it gives like people early access to comedy specials and things. People don't want to wait. So if you go to mintcomedy.com, and the link's going to be in my bio. If you go to my Instagram, my Facebook, my TikTok, anything, the link's going to be on there. We're going to put the graphic right here. But yeah, go to mintcomedy.com and you get early access to my special. You can see it. There's a fee. It's nothing crazy, but it's crazy because this special, I recorded it the very end of last year, right? And I was in a different place mentally. So I'm going a little hard. No, I'm going a lot hard on my dad. A lot of it is divorce heavy, but it was good because I was able to put all the divorce to bed. So in this special, it's a lot of stuff I was going through with the process server. The divorce was over, but it was final, but I was able to talk without worrying about coming back on me in court. Because I'm telling you, as a comedian, the weirdest thing is being in court, saying things on stage, and have them repeat it to you in a courtroom. And just when somebody just reads your joke with no emotion, and they're not fully encapsulating the context of the joke, it's weird. And it sounds so bad. So if someone's gonna ask me the hardest part about a divorce, it's one, you can't do anything with your money. It's just sitting there because you can't make investments or anything because you don't know where the money's going. And the other thing is, you got to be careful everything you say, especially as a comedian. The beauty of a comedian is the freedom of speech. And I had it, but then it would come back on me a little bit. And you don't want to say anything that could hurt you in the divorce. So this special, when I recorded it, divorce was final. And I was able to really open up about things that I went through in the divorce. I.e. not going in on my ex or anything like that, don't think. I do go in on my real dad a lot, but more about avoiding the process server, the craziness of that. The people that I thought was my friends end up not being my friends. Just things of those natures. So, and it's funny. It's funny. So, Broken Family, mintcomedy.com, and you can get early access to it. And then October 29th, it's going to debut on YouTube. And if you're asking why, I'll just be very blunt with you guys. Other streamers either passed or they just wanted me to jump through hoops to get it on their platform. And i.e., yeah, we want to work with Gary, but we don't want to do this particular special with Gary. We don't want the divorce stuff. We want the stuff after it. And then they wanted me to like showcase, submit my material. And I'm going, I got like 13 specials. Watch them. You know what my brand is. You know what my comedy is. Either you want me or you don't. But I've done that before and still didn't get the special. So I told my agent manager, I'm not doing that no more. I'm at a different space. I'm selling a good amount of tickets. I don't really need it to be on a streaming platform, i.e. Amazon, Hulu, Netflix, HBO, Showtime. Like, yeah, you want it. Everybody wants it. I'm not gonna lie about that. But I don't necessarily need it. So when one of the streamers wanted to be like, we want Gary to fly out, showcase for our people, and then submit the material he thinks he's gonna do on his next special, I said, I'm not doing all that. Either give me the special, trust that I'm gonna deliver a good special, or don't give me a special. But I've done that before with various streamers and networks, and it never works out. Like, people think I got all these specials all over the place. I really don't. The only people that's ever given me a special was BET and Showtime. When I say they paid for the production. I've done a lot myself and then sold it. Like, I got stuff on Amazon Prime, I got stuff on Hulu, but they all got my specials years after it was out. It was like, I did 4 or 5 on Showtime, and then Showtime, the deal I had with them was like, they had it for 2 years. It was like a lease. And then once the 2 years up, I could take it anywhere. So I do the 2 years there, and then I just pop it up on Hulu, would grab it up, or Amazon. But I've never done a special for that platform. And same with Netflix. I don't have anything on Netflix. So, that's why we went the route of mintcomedy.com and then YouTube, because it's like grassroots. It's like you get the profit, and then you kind of control the clips you're going to put out, and you want to make money. Obviously, everybody wants to make money, but just as big is you want to build your fan base. And so the good thing is, with YouTube, we can put as many clips as we want. We can mix them up. We can do hybrid clips. We can do whatever we want. So trust me, by the end of the year, you're going to see a lot of clips from Broken Family. And then I got another one called Gary Owen, no S, that's in the can, that we're going to most likely do the same route. We're going to go Mint, and then we're going to go YouTube before the year's out. So I'll have 2 specials out for the public. Is this a hair? What is this? A string? What is that? I keep thinking it's like a runaway hair, but it's not. Hey, this podcast is brought to you by Blue Chew. Now listen, when it comes to making love, comes to being in the bedroom, you want to be at your best. Listen, you could be missing out on the best sex of your life. That's where Blue Chew comes in. With Blue Chew, men everywhere, you can be excited to see the postman show up with your package, your letter, your box, your package. Yeah, your package arrives. That means your package in the house is going to be better. There's nothing sexier than bedroom than confidence. And Blue Chew can help you, give you that confidence when it counts, when it's time to do you, to do the person you're with. That's what I'm talking about. Now listen, go to bluechew.com. Got a special deal just for people listening to the podcast. Try Blue Chew free when you use promo code GETSOME at checkout. All you do is pay $5 for shipping. That's bluechew.com, promo code GETSOME. Receive your first month free. So visit bluechew.com for more details, important safety information, and I personally want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. Now let's go get hard and get busy. So I'll have 2 specials out before the year's out. Broken Family and Gary Owen, no S. Look for them, and I'm excited. And it'll give you an idea of the hardcore fans and stuff. It's cool. I tell you, it's cool to get the huge numbers, no doubt. Just as cool is when you get the message or you get the story that you tag saying, I got your special on Mint, had to get it early. Or one guy said, I'm on a plane, I just downloaded it, I'm waiting to watch it on my flight. Like, messages like that are the best as a comedian, the best. Whether you get one or you get 1 million of them, they're the best. That's why we do it. It's why we do it. So Yeah, so San Francisco. I'm on stage Friday night, second show, and I had 4 shows. 3 shows was amazing. This one, it was good, but when you get a heckler, it's one thing to get a heckler that's just drunk and having fun with you. It's different when they have an agenda and they think they know where you're going with the joke and they don't. So I've been opening up my set talking about the election. I got about 3 weeks left, and then that material's put to bed. And when I'm very strategic, calculated, very careful. I know nothing separates people more than religion and politics, and I don't want that. I want people that are Democrats and Republicans to come to my show. I don't try to separate. I want, if you're voting for Trump or you're voting for Vice President Harris, I'm cool with both of you. But for some reason, there's always those wild, those, I don't know, like I call them Trumper thumpers. Like Trump supporter is different than Trumper thumper. Trump supporters are just, they're voting for what they think is going to help them and their families, which I understand. Trumper thumpers, I call them. They don't want to hear nothing else. They hear politics. They're yelling out Trump. How dare you speak against him or anything? So this guy, I get on stage, and literally, I hear him being rowdy with my opener. So I'm going, what is going on? And then I get on stage, and immediately he just yells out, Trump, Trump. And I'm going, all right. And I didn't really hear what he said. So as we're recording, and I posted this on my social media pages, I said, look, I'm not smart enough. I'm not bright enough to tell you who to vote for. And then he just goes, Trump. And I'm literally going, okay, well, I mean, you can tell me who you're voting for, but and the funny part was as soon as he said Trump, I heard a black lady go, who said that shit? I'm assuming it's a black lady by the accent. There's a lot of black people in the audience. So that's it. This is good. It's really good. So he just keeps interrupting my show. But it's nonstop. You only saw the Cliff Notes version online. And here's a problem with somebody like that. They keep interrupting my show, but it messes up the flow of the show. You get to the level I'm at and headliners are at, people are paying money to see you. They want to hear what you have to say. They want to laugh. They want to leave all that stress behind. They ain't trying to deal with that shit. They got enough of it, getting fed down the throat on the news. You're going to the comedy show for a release. And by the way, everybody's open to be made fun of. Vice President Harris and Donald Trump. And if the guy would have really shut up and listened, he would have realized I wasn't bagging on Trump. I wasn't bagging on Harris. I was just talking about the state of the country and the debates and the absurdity of all of it. Then basically, I always the route I go with politics. I'd say it right up front. I'm not smart enough. I don't know enough. I'm not educated enough in politics to tell you who to vote for. Because if you have a debate with me, I can't answer all your questions if you're going about the economy and NASA and world politics and I don't know all that shit. So if the guy would have just shut up, he would have heard, oh, he's really not on anybody's side in this. And I'm not. But all he heard was the election. And he thought, oh, shit. I'm about to defend my boy Trump. So when I say Trump supporter got kicked out of my show, yeah, because like I said, all entertainers would read the comments. I'm reading the comments. I see a couple people like, I'm going to follow you now. This is not the place to put your personal agenda out there. I go, if you pay attention, I wasn't. I'm just stating the facts. A Trump supporter who had a Trump hoodie that yelled out Trump numerous times during my show got kicked out. So I'm not going to say Eric Johnson. I don't know what the dude's name is. But what I do know, he's a Trump supporter. So he got kicked out. And I know a lot of cool people that are voting for Trump. I put it out there. So this wasn't a attack on people vote for Trump. This was this one dude that was being an asshole during the show and interrupting the show. And when people pay their hard-earned money to come to a comedy show, some people are getting babysitters. San Francisco isn't the easiest city to navigate through. You're paying for parking or you're paying for an Uber. Some people are making a weekend out of it. They're coming into the city from other parts of California to see my show. It's my job to give them a good show, to make them feel like that was money well spent. I'm glad we came out. So for this guy to just completely interrupt that, I hope he never comes to see me again. I could care less if I lost a fan. But you took that away, man. And nobody wants to hear you talk. And that's why I said, he goes, give me 5 minutes, motherfucker. That's what he said. I said, nah, you ain't getting 5 minutes. Build your own career. It's my time. I ain't coming. I would never go to a show and interrupt a comedian. Ever. So I don't feel bad for the guy. That's why I said he got kicked out. You're not getting your money back. No refunds. Yeah, you're just an asshole. And once he got kicked out, we had to reset the room, and it ended up being a great show. I think everybody left there happy. If you was at that show in San Francisco, leave comments. Tell me what you thought. Tell me, or I encourage everybody, read the comments when you watch this podcast and see what people were saying about that night. But yeah, it really, really bugged me. And if people really watched the video, this wasn't an attack on Donald Trump and all Trump supporters. It was this guy. So, but people, man, that's the one thing I hate about the election, man. Every 4 years, it's supposed to be a time when we should be coming together. We get so divided. The media, man, they nitpick, and black people hate white people. White people hate black people. Democrats hate Republicans. Republicans hate Democrats. The middle class hates the upper class. The upper class hates the lower class. They just make you feel like we hate each other. And I said the problem is the news, and in particular CNN and Fox, their sole focus is to tell us how we're so different. And they don't tell us how we're alike. I mean, we're comedians and we know this. We in a different city every week. Most people are cool. There's going to be assholes in every city. There's going to be jerks in every city. But most people are cool. You say hi, they'll say hi back. You can have a discussion about politics, sports, family. Most people will have a nice discussion with you about it. And you won't leave there going, I don't like that person no more. I don't like them because they think different than me. I saw a quote somewhere. I don't know if it was Ricky Gervais, George Carlin, one of the brilliant comedians out there, and they said, "How arrogant are you to think everyone's going to think like you, and nobody can have a difference of opinion other than what you think?" So yeah, that's so true. That's so arrogant and so absurd. So that's how it all played out in San Francisco this weekend. I want to be very clear. This wasn't an attack on people that are voting for Donald Trump. This was a asshole Trump supporter that if he would have just sat down and chilled, he would have realized, oh, I'm not affiliated with anybody. I'm making fun of it all. I'm like SNL. I'm making fun of how the media portray, like then Donald Trump saying they eat dogs, right? In Springfield, Ohio. I mean, that's comedy gold. And my thing was, that was funny, but was just as funny was the media went straight to Springfield, Ohio and interviewed the worst white people on the planet. No front teeth, I hate them, I hate the Haitians. I go, those are people you chose? John Legend's from Springfield. Interview him. I've been to Springfield, Ohio. Yeah, there's some rednecks and there's some less than desirable people, but there's also some good people. There's also a suburb. Go to Falling Waters. Go to one of them suburb communities with a tiny waterfall in the front. But they went straight to the worst people you could interview. And that's the impression you got of Springfield, Ohio. So, yeah, the media, man, they know what they're doing. They're not stupid. People fighting, people arguing, people not getting along, that draws numbers. But you know what also draws numbers? People getting along, happy stuff. And you know how I know? The post I made of my son meeting my twins for the first time, that's probably got more views and hits than any post I've made this year. So at the core, people are good. People like to see people happy. So why don't we focus on that? You can't tell me when you're on YouTube and on social media, yeah, we watch the fights. Yeah, we watch the arguments. Yeah, we watch the absurd behavior. But we also like to see happy stuff. We all like to see reconciliation. We all like to see love. So that's one thing I took out of this week was like, oh, yeah, most people are cool. Most people are cool. It was cool to see the comments in the section when my son met the twins. Because, like I said, 90% of the comments is cool, and every now and then you'll get some idiot that had to bring up my ex or the divorce or my infidelity. I go, we're past that. This is just time to heal and be cool with each other. So, yeah. So anyways, Cleveland this weekend. Go Bengals. Go to mintcomedy.com. Download my new special, Broken Family. It's out. And then October 29th, it'll be out on YouTube. But if you want early access and want to see everything I'm talking about. Oh, and don't forget, me and Nate Jackson have a podcast now. It's called Gary and Nate, the Gary and Nate podcast, and it's out on YouTube and all the platforms. So look up that too. That has new episodes every Wednesday. Of course, mine comes out on Thursday. And all right, we'll see y'all next week. This is Gary Owen with the Get Something Podcast.